If you were both to swap lives for a day, what would be the biggest change in your new life?
Wow, the silence of not having 4 kids running around.
Peace at last.
I got a 13-year-old son who likes to stay in his room and Snapchat girls, so it would be insanity to have 4 young boys running around going crazy again.
If you could get married to any cartoon or fictional character, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. Mystique from X-Men. I think it would be fun. She could be different people, so it's like you got one person, but you also got like a lot of people.
What's the most embarrassing thing that you've said or done around someone you had a crush on?
I told Matt I could not sleep over at his house when we first met, and then I got locked out of my apartment, and then I had to call him back and ask him if he could not only come pick me up after he had just dropped me off and got home, but he had to come pick me up and let me sleep over.
Well, at least it worked out, right? Like you got someplace to stay and you ended up being with him.
Thank God, because yeah, that was definitely embarrassing to call someone like on the second date and be like, actually, I'm locked out of my house and I don't know how to get back in.
What's the most paranormal thing that has ever happened to you?
Oh, wow. I actually saw a ghost once. I woke up and there was someone standing beside my bed.
Oh, no.
And I started to scream and yell and kick and punch at this person. Blitzkrieg Bop didn't start to play during this fight, but
Right.
if I could, it would have, and I would have started to throw down. But I was just kicking at this spirit standing there, and they just kind of looked at me as I was kicking, and they turned around and walked out of the room.
Oh my God, I got chills. Did the spirit have like any sort of like clothes? Was he like any type of
Yeah, he kind of looked like an old school pirate looking type person.
What?
Yeah, this was in my mother's house. I've actually had a number of people that kind of have like a certain sense about places that walked into my mom's house, and as soon as they walked through the door, they're like, "This house is haunted, isn't it?" And
It must have been something like before it was like your house. It must have like something must have happened there.
There's some wild stories of some kind of history. It's an older house, an old century house, and there are some kind of crazy historical things that and some stuff that went down apparently in my mom's house. And there has been people that have kind of walked in and said this house is haunted. I had a friend actually that was we were gonna stay because we were driving to a wrestling show, and he walked in and he said, "I'm not staying here." I'm like, "Why not?" And he goes, "This house is haunted. I'm not staying here." As soon as he walked through the door.
You're like, "Oh hell no!"
So I was actually able to tell him. Well, I couldn't ease his mind and say, "No, what are you talking about?" I had to say, "Oh, actually, yeah, I saw this pirate-looking ghost beside my bed a couple weeks ago. So yeah, we can maybe go stay somewhere else if you have to."
Do you Google yourself?
Yes, I do.
Thank you for being honest.
Yes,
We
I
all
do.
do it.
Because I have the option now. Because I can, and it's so cool.
What would you say is the most unreasonable or crazy thing you have ever done to get your hands on a collectible?
Now, I don't think this is unreasonable, but I could see other people, including my fiance. She brings it up all the time, so I know she thinks it's unreasonable. There was maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, there's this really, really rare pre-production prototype action figure that I wanted, and I was talking to the collector, and part of the deal was that I would give him a tour of my toy room in my house and make the deal like in person. So I guess that's kind of weird to let a stranger into my house, but I needed the figure, so I don't think it's unreasonable.
You know what? I can see this on both ends because
Trust me, I see it. I get a stranger, like a stranger in, he knows like where the doors are and like he knows where the setup of the house. It's a little strange, but it was worth it for Tugboat.
Where do you keep your gold medals?
It's in my safe, and this is where my safe is, and I'll tell you why in a second. Let me show you. Okay, this is kind of my office here. That's the safe. It's in there. You know what? I'm gonna pull it out for you.
I'm so excited. We get to see the gold medals.
I keep it in my safe because my kids have been destroying it. I let them hold it, and they end up playing with it, and then they start twirling it around, and they're holding it. They're holding it like this, and twirling it. And then my little one let it go, and it hit the wall and put a big dent in my gold medal. So I got a dent in the gold medal. And by the way, gold medal is not really gold. It's gold-plated silver. They stopped doing gold in 1968. And so all the gold's rubbing off. It's almost silver right now. So I'm gonna have to get it dipped in gold eventually. But I keep it in my safe because my kids will destroy it.
After a long, hard day, what is the best way to relax?
Probably a cocktail and just to decompress on the couch. I will hit this one all the way out all the time with my feet up and everything.
I love that. I want to do it now, right?
We'll need to melt in here for about 5 minutes. Don't talk to me.
What is your most used emoji?
Oh man, that's not safe for work.
Oh, you only left my mind there to wonder.
Probably the blushing kiss face. Pretty much 90% of my texts all go to my girl, and that's the most common one I send because I'm constantly traveling, and so we're not always in the same place at the same time. Oftentimes, I need to send her cute things 24/7 to make sure that she gets the attention that she needs.
You're like, don't forget about me while I'm gone. Are you a saver or a spender when it comes to money?
Oh, this is so revealing. I'm such a spender. Money burns a hole in my pocket. I'm like, I have $200. I need to buy shoes. I need to do something with this, right? Like, I'm terrible.